Big one in Starkville, 11 a.m. kickoff on Saturday. Weather is going to be pristine. Mississippi State and Arkansas. Biggest question going into this game is about the health of KJ Jefferson. All 14 coaches in the SEC participate in a weekly Wednesday teleconference that is administered by the league office. Sam Pittman earlier today was asked about the health of KJ Jefferson.
We've kind of got a rule. You got to practice. You got to do something on Wednesday. Well, not kind of. We do have a rule that you have to participate in practice on Wednesday in order to travel to the game. So that will check that box. So I can tell you he's going to be on the plane. Okay. How far? Assuming, Tom, that I don't get from here that he's not going to practice at all. But. If he practices at all, he'll be on the plane. And then I really do think, I know you guys may or may not think I'm being real vague on this, but I'm just telling you the truth. I have no idea because I don't know how well he's going to react to physical movement, and if he reacts really well, then we'll have a decision to make of what we're going to move forward. Depending on how much he practices today.
Something you didn't hear that Sam Pittman said, KJ has not practiced to this point. We still don't know whether he'll be able to practice today or not. Our rule kind of is you've got to practice on Wednesday if you're going to play on Saturday, so it's just kind of a wait and see. Honestly, I don't know if he'll be able to practice today or not, but there's obviously a chance that he will. He also said he's been in all meetings. He's been to both practices. We're just waiting to see if he's able to practice. In all honesty, I don't have that answer right now as we're sitting here. If he's able to practice, then we'll certainly practice him. If he's not, then we won't. That's certainly not my call, but whatever that is, then we'll look at them and go from there. I have no idea if KJ Jefferson's playing for Arkansas on Saturday. I know they would like for him to. Just kind of going out on a limb there. Arkansas would like for number one to play on Saturday in Starkville.
We talked yesterday about the kind of analysis we provide on this show. That's a shining example of it right there.
That broadcast school's really paying off.
Dynamite drop in, Richard.
Thank you.
But yeah, you're absolutely correct. I feel like it's going to be tough for Arkansas anyway because defensively, I feel like they're going to be challenged against Mississippi State. This is the worst pass defense, one of the worst in the country against the air raid offense, that you're automatically sort of behind the eight ball. You're going to have to score some points to win this football game. You're going to have to be able to get in the 20s or 30s. And without KJ Jefferson, I don't know how they're going to do that. I feel like they'll be very one-dimensional offensively.
The two options for them at quarterback without KJ Jefferson are Cade Fortin, who came in after Jefferson was hurt last week against Alabama. He is a walk-on transfer from South Florida. He's got 4 career starts. Sam Pittman about Fortin said he just wanted to find a place where he thought he could grow. He liked Mark Calla, to be honest with you. He had some sort of relationship with him before, and he obviously knew about Kendall, talking about Kendall Briles. So they struck up a relationship. I didn't know a tremendous amount about him, except I had recruited his high school because they had an offensive lineman there when I was at Georgia. So he knew me, and I knew him because I had been at his high school several times his senior year. And then he talked about the fact that they needed depth at the position. You remember, if we rewind to the beginning of the year, Arkansas talking about a package in place for Malik Hornsby, the wide receiver who can fly, who is listed or has been listed as their backup quarterback. I don't know about throwing the football, though. What does that mean? When you talk about having a package for a guy who can absolutely fly, and you make no reference to his ability to throw the ball, then that kind of makes you wonder if this guy is an incomplete player.
Yeah.
In fairness, when KJ Jefferson got the starting job at Arkansas, he was an extremely incomplete player. The job that Arkansas staff has done in developing KJ Jefferson as a quarterback is one of the best coaching, like individual coaching jobs in college football in the last few years.
I mean, he could only run when he first started at Arkansas, and now he's actually a pretty good passer.
Yeah.
It means be prepared for seeing things you haven't seen yet. That's the biggest challenge for Zach Arnett this week. If it is, in fact, him, if it's Hornsby and that's who they go with, you're going to see things you haven't seen on film yet. Because Jefferson's a good runner. They are very different, though. Very, very different in terms of running. So they're going to have to maybe even adjust on the fly and kind of scheme up on the fly because Kendall Briles is going to do things with him that you have not seen on film yet. So you got to be prepared for that and adjust accordingly. That's what this says about State in their challenge this week.
With KJ Jefferson, it's like trying to tackle a Hummer. With Malik Hornsby, it's like trying to catch a Ferrari.
Yeah.
That's kind of what you're dealing with.
Speed versus power, for sure. Yeah.
Not that KJ Jefferson's slow. Here's a thing that I'm intrigued by, or interested, or fascinated, or whatever the right way to describe it is. If Arkansas plays KJ Jefferson, if he's cleared through all of the concussion protocol and they feel good about his ability to play and play well, do you get KJ Jefferson per usual? The physical, bruising, run downhill, try to run over you if he's got to quarterback? Or is it a KJ Jefferson that's got some training wheels where they're trying not to get him hit? They're not using him necessarily in the run game the way they normally do. Because that to me seems dangerous.
You would rather have no KJ Jefferson than KJ Jefferson who's trying not to get hurt.
Yeah, that's a scary setup for me. It's like if he's cleared, then he's all the way cleared and he's our quarterback and we're playing him the way we've always played him. But if we can't do that, don't clear him. I think that's the way I would be looking at that if I was in Sam Pittman's shoes. You guys agree with that?
Yes. Either he's all the way good or he's not good at all.
What do you think there, Borky?
It's kind of how it has to be, right?
I mean, do you prefer a medically cleared 70% KJ Jefferson?
Yeah.
To whatever your other option is?
Man, at this time of year, you're lucky if you're not banged up one place or another. I mean, that's kind of the nature of the game. Guys are hurt. You got to play hurt. Based on what I've seen from the other options that Arkansas has, if he is fully cleared of a concussion, but he still has some other ailments, but he can go at 70%, that's it. I mean, I don't think they're winning with him, but I sure don't think they're winning without him.
Yeah.
You need him.
Does the place where the line has settled for this game at 8, does that feel like the right number?
It's gone up.
Oh, has it moved again?
It's 9.5 now.
Oh, my goodness.
He's not playing. That's a sign that he's not playing. Let me double check that, make sure I'm right. But
you're right. It's sitting at 9.5 with the over/under at 59.
That's a statement that he's probably not playing.
All right, so hey, Dad, you said yesterday if this thing slides to 10, then that's almost the spot where even without KJ Jefferson, you'd be willing to say, you know what, I'll take the points. Are you there yet?
Me personally, I wouldn't bet that, but I think a lot of fans could feel comfortable betting it.
Laying the 9.5.
Yeah.
I kind of think at this point, if you're going to play it, you probably better play it and get it where because you could have gotten it 8, and earlier in the week you could have gotten it 6.5. It's getting more expensive. They're trying to price you out of